Welcome back everyone for another Evertail summoning video. So today we're gonna be looking at Honnoji. So, well, I've been just busy for the past couple days, so which is why I didn't make it earlier. But it's also just because I was kind of on the fence about if I should summon for her or not. I'm looking at this version just because the summon banner I have of her is just too much. Like her third phase is just yeah. I don't want to deal with that as much as possible since I'm eventually going to deal with it because I'm just summoning for her. So just looking at her stats, she hits pretty hard. Like 322 is a good amount of attack. Speed's meh. HP is she's a DPS. So looking at her kit, just my impressions beforehand, she seems alright. She's good, but I wouldn't say she's as good as the previous burn units that we've been having recently. And so I think I'm just gonna summon one copy for her, somewhat out of curiosity and FOMO, but I don't think she's gonna be super good amazing as the other units, and I don't think I'm gonna fully awaken her. I might not get her to 200. I don't know. I'll play around with her a little bit more to get a better feel. Raging Charge is just, it's like a quick swift strike. 70, it's fast. You're not doing much damage. You're just there to either get spirit, since she doesn't really have much ways to get spirit, which is one of the issues I have with her. And then Rage is nice, and Rage is always good. And you get a charge, which is her whole charge slash burn gimmick. Kind of like a Wukong, which hers is a stealth and charge, but for Honnoji, it's a burn and charge. But same with Wukong, I feel like the stealth and charge, that two things to manage, I feel like that's somewhat of Sun Wukong's downfall, is there's just too many things to handle and manage. And I think that's also gonna be Honnoji's downfall as well, is trying to manage the burn plus the charges as well. I feel like it could become kind of a headache and more of a hassle and a hindrance than a benefit. Yeah, I just have a feeling it's gonna be more of a pain in the butt than a good thing. And then, so that's Raging Charge. Her bazooka, I feel like is the Honnoji bazooka, I feel like is the big selling point, where it sounds really good. It ignores stealth, attacks everyone, it ignores counter and skin of passives, and it sounds awesome. The downfall is it's kind of random, or it's 100%, 200%, or 400% damage. From what I remember reading from somebody else, half the time it's 200%, which is, I think that's good. That's pretty good. A third of the time it's 100% damage, so that's like, could be better. And then 17% of the time it's 400% damage. So you just have to be really lucky to get that big number. And it's like, it's alright. It's alright. 200% damage for an AoE is actually not bad. It's pretty good. Considering the other burn units that we have. Here, I'll just show you the other burn units that we have that do all. Overdrain hits all. That's only 150. But also, Seiya's on the older side, and she also heals herself. And that's the single. That's multi-tech plus burning blaze. That's not everyone, but that's 500%, and that's really good. Astrid, She hits all for 150 as well. And then she hits for 50, but that's not her main attack. So like there are units that hit for all, but a bunch of them are just like 150 or 100, or in terms of the burn units. So half the time hitting for 200 honestly is not bad. Plus her attack stat is pretty good. Like again, like this Astrid, she's more what's her base? Yeah, her base is 205 versus Honnoji's, which is 322 or something like that. So even though half the time it's gonna be doing 200% damage, considering all the other AoEs that we have, that's still pretty good. Plus her attack stat is actually pretty nice as well at 322. So yeah, just taking that into consideration, that and it ignoring stealth, counters, and skins, honestly, still pretty good. And that 400%, the 400% is definitely killable. Like 200%, like I'd say that might be able to get you, especially since she can get enrage as well, that could get you maybe like a third of the health or half health, depending on like how well she's built and like how strong her opponents are. Like that could get you a good amount of the way. 400% could definitely, it could kill. It's not a guarantee kill, but it could kill. Like again, like there are other units that can do AoEs that are higher. Like it could do 500% damage. Like I think the Rolotia that stuns everyone and then attacks all the enemies, I think it's like 500 or something. So there are stronger hitting ones, and I actually think that's a bit more reliable than this random RNG. But yeah, just throwing that out there that there's some randomness. Half the time it's 200, a third of the time it's 100, but since 33 is a third, and then you are left with 10 minus 3, 7 left over, so it's 17% for the 400% damage, which is like, again, not reliable, but when it hits, it's gonna do a lot of damage. It can either, it's probably gonna be really close to killing or killing possibly if you have the enrage going. Yeah, so I'd say the bazooka's definitely the selling point. The instant bazooka is also another really good thing, because if, again, this might, I'd be running her on my burn team. So having 6 units with burn is definitely doable, and that could be essentially just an instant free kill, like right off the bat. 400% damage is just if no one else, is just her, like with the burn status. Is it charge burn? Yeah, burn. So like if it's just with the burn 400% damage, it, again, like it's a good amount of damage. It like might be just not enough to kill, like maybe 3/4 health or something, depending how much she built, plus the enrage. 500, I think 500 is enough to kill. 600 is definitely enough to kill. And yeah, this is just based off of how many allies have burn. The bad thing about it is that it gets locked for depending on how many charges. And since you want the 3 charge, you want all your units to be burning plus the enemy, it's going to be locked for 150, which is unfortunately longer than her bazooka of 130. So it's like, yeah, I feel like she's good, but she has a lot of drawbacks as well. And yeah, she has to be burned to use. And then the Honnoji missile, I feel like is like the biggest, like, not downfall, but like disappointment, in my opinion, because this is only usable if she doesn't have burn, and it consumes a charge as well. And cost 2 spirit, does 400% damage to one enemy, and it gets a ward, which honestly is not that amazing for a burn unit to have a stun ward. Like, it's nice, but it's not like, oh my god, this is a brand new thing. And I feel like they're really trying to sell the healing burn with like this long ass script of this is how healing burn works, and this is amazing healing burn, and you can't purify the healing burn. But honestly, it's just burn. It's just burn that heals you a little bit. And we know this from the other Maisha that has healing burn, which honestly was a very big letdown in my opinion. The healing ignition, healing burn. Like, for her, she at least gets 3 spirit when you do the healing ignition. And another comparison is just Wukong. Full charge, heals 100%, you get 3 charges, you get 3 spirit as well. Like, she at least gets another way to get spirit and heal herself, which honestly I think I much rather prefer a full charge. Like, a full charge or a healing ignition where you're able to heal yourself somehow and get more spirit. Because yeah, Honnoji, I feel like she's gonna have some spirit issues as well if she doesn't have the right support. Like, yeah, instant bazooka, it's great, it's gonna be burning a spirit. The other bazooka, it's great, but it's gonna be burning 2 more spirit, and this only gives you 1 spirit. So like, if she had a way to heal herself and get burn, I think this, like, a healing ignition would have been much better, even if it did no damage. Yeah, I think the missile kind of kills it for me. Like, it's not honestly the greatest. Yeah, I'd much rather have this be a healing ignition. Because again, the only way that she actually heals herself is through this instant bazooka. And the only way that she gets that heal off is if she's burning. So another thing is, I think Poison's gonna just have a field day on her. Because if she gets poison, she loses her burning. So the whole it can't be purified her burn is she can't purify from an ally. She can poison will 100% override this burn, because I tried it against the AI, and yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, the poison will override the burn, even though you can't, like, it can't be removed by purified. That's just by yourself, which honestly, all burn units I feel like should not be able to get purified of burn who want burn, but it's just the AI that's being stupid that purifies it. So like, this is more of a protect against AI stupid mistake issues, which shouldn't be an issue to begin with, but sometimes is. Yeah, so poison will ruin her day. Like, poison will just ruin her day, because poison will not let her do instant bazooka, which is a very big part of her kit. And Honnoji bazooka, she might, but she's gonna be using charges, and the instant bazooka is how she replenishes it. That, and the other thing is, instead, because she's a burn unit, she might not even want to use Honnoji bazooka, because a lot of burn units, the AI, they want burn. Like, that's their top priority, is getting burn. So if she gets poisoned, cannot use instant bazooka just because she's unable to, and just because of AI, she might not do Honnoji bazooka even though she has a charge because she's a burn unit and she wants burn. I could definitely see the AI prioritizing Honnoji missile over the bazooka just because burn units want burn. And a lot of times they will prioritize that burn over damage. And again, that's just going to be burning more spirit for damage. That's like, it's okay, it's all right, but I'd much rather have this be healing ignition, where if you're up against a poison unit, at least you're getting spirit back. This one, you're just burning through more spirit for, like, it's okay damage, it's all right, but it's nothing that amazing where you want to be using the bazookas. Like, that's, yeah, you just want to be using the bazookas. And then her passives starts with healing ignition. Again, they make it sound like it's amazing. It's not really that crazy. The charge is honestly a little bit more interesting, like, that you start with. And then, like Wukong, she can't be defeated if she has a charge. She'll just use up a charge instead. But again, just like the Wukong version, poison will just ruin your day because that tick damage is gonna be using a charge every time. So certain scenarios, the charge, it can be very good. It can be annoying to, like, kill and get rid of, but against poison, she's not gonna be having a fun time. And then viral live stream is again similar to Wukong's stealthy vengeance, but for this one it's burn instead, and rage, which is, it's nice. And then you get spirit as well. So the vengeance skills, they are nice. They're easy to trigger, but you don't want them to trigger all the time because that means your allies are dying. But it's nice to have when it does trigger. But I wouldn't rely on it as, like, the sole source of something. Like, again, like the spirit, it's nice because she doesn't have other ways other than the raging spirit, which is only one. So, like, it's like one little bit extra spirit, but again, I feel like she shouldn't have to rely on it in order to manage and get that spirit. So overall, yeah, I feel like she's a good character, but I feel like there's way too many things that need to line up exactly for her to work out. And just talking about it makes me not want to summon for her. Like, again, I was just gonna do one copy just out of FOMO, but yeah, like, this was also originally I'm just gonna skip her, but FOMO, but I might go back to skipping her just because, yeah, again, you need to manage charges. That's kind of a pain in the butt. You need to manage burn, which is not too bad for a burn team, like if you have a burn team. But on top of that, you have to also manage her spirit because, yeah, she's gonna guzzle spirit, especially if she is up against a poison team. Another thing is, again, like, I'd say 4 is just the poison team is just gonna ruin her day. Like, she's probably gonna be spamming Honnoji missile if she gets poisoned, because, yeah, burn units want to be burned, and usually if she just had healing ignition, I feel like a lot of it would be much better instead of Honnoji missile. Or full charge. Ideally healing ignition. Like, it would have solved a lot of the issues. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on her. Like, she does have good, like, she does have a lot of good, really good things going for her. But they're all very circumstantial. And they're all very, like, if all these things work out. But there's also, ugh, it's the circumstances on top of the RNG as well. Of the random 100, 200, and 400% chance. How bad is the FOMO? Do I really want to build her up? I mean, I could always just pass and just wait for a rerun and see how other people think of her. But I mean, I did also just pull Nobunaga, which I think is definitely a better pull. She's just way more reliable, way more consistent. Honnoji, I feel like there are better units that are super circumstantial. It's heck, I have the summons, I have the soul stones. I'll summon one copy. But yeah, this is mainly FOMO, and this is mainly like she can be good, but again, specific circumstances. But like, if I can somehow make it work, she could be like, she has potential. She does have potential. It's just if you have everything lined up, and like, I guess her allies could kind of like help spread the burn, help heal her and keep her burned. Like, if you have allies that like spread burn, like Bright Astrid, just Flame Rigblend, everyone's burn. If you keep that burn up, hopefully she won't be spamming Honnoji Missile. Hopefully she keeps using bazookas, either one of the two bazookas, and hopefully enough overdrive maybe to have her spirit high enough. I don't know if I'm just copium or if it's just, part of it is team building. Yeah, FOMO's good enough. Yeah, one copy. Okay, summoning one copy. And this is why I was trying to avoid the picture. Starting at 556. Yeah. I'm just hoping one copy. I'm hoping it's early too, because I'm not that committed. Please be it. Please let it. Real quick. Thank God. Okay. 30 summons. I'll take it. Like, definitely worth it. 30 summons. Yeah. Evertuber. Oh my God. Bro, Evertuber. I wonder if that's gonna be a thing. I wonder if that's gonna catch on. I'm just kind of curious, because like YouTube, Evertuber. I'ma clickbait that stuff. I'm gonna put that in my title. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my title. Should I game? Well, this is probably a long video already. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it off here. After the gameplay, honestly, I don't think my impressions is gonna change after player. It's avoid picture. Yeah. My guess is I feel like I have a pretty good idea already just looking at her kit. But yeah, those are my thoughts, my personal opinions. You are free to have your own opinions. You are free to summon for her if you really like her. If you like her design, if you like the mechanic, if you really like the RNG and really shooting for that 400% AoE, because again, it will be amazing when it hits. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you can, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.